Today, I'm going to share with you the 5 powerful steps to change your beliefs permanently, forever. So you don't have to fight with that belief anymore. The first step is to get to that awareness. Because if you don't know what that belief is, you cannot change it. So a lot of times people say that when you have a negative thought, just switch your thought. Just switch it. But what you want to understand is that when you are having that negative thought, it's an awareness. It's telling you that there is a belief which is leading to that thought, because our beliefs dictate our thought, and then we feel as a result, and then we act in alignment. Even if we don't want to act that way, we cannot control, because it's coming from how we feel and how we think. So when you have that negative feeling or thinking, instead of trying to just switch it and ignore it, I would go deeper and say, what belief is that? What belief is leading to that? Because negative thinking and feeling is the greatest awareness to uncover those beliefs. So when I used to think that I'm a very positive person, I visualize, I do all those things, I had so many negative beliefs. And that's why I was struggling, and I was working so hard, and I was trying so many things. But when I started to pay attention, I realized that I had a lot of limiting, deep-seated beliefs. And when I changed them, I had an incredible identity shift where I could see the shift in my frequency and my vibration on a natural level without even trying. So naturally, you are supposed to be vibrating at a very good frequency. That means you're supposed to feel really empowered and abundant and all those things. And if you're not, that means you have picked up the beliefs that needs awareness first. If you don't have the awareness, how will you change them? If you don't know what it is, how will you change them? So becoming really aware, what are my beliefs? You can even sit and journal and say, what do I really think of money? What do I really think of myself? What do I really think of my success? How do I really see me? And these are the great prompts to get the awareness. In my breakthrough method, which I teach in my program, I teach 5 powerful tools to go deeper and uncover your deep-seated beliefs. Because once you know them, you're already halfway there, because you're already questioning them, and changing them takes seconds. So I'll share with you the process to change them permanently. Right? So the first thing is awareness. The second thing is there is a lens, there is a frame that you want to look your beliefs from. So you're not looking from this place that I am someone who needs fixing or who needs saving or is in trouble. What you're looking at a place from, that I am created in the image of God or universe, and I am perfect, and there is perfection within me, and I am seeing what is not mine, what has been given to me in my upbringing, in my conditioning, from my environment, and I picked it up. So your awareness is that I am perfect right now. And when you operate from that place, it's very easy to distinguish yourself from those beliefs and peel them. But if you're thinking there is something wrong with me, there is something broken, then it becomes who you are, and we manifest who we are. So instead of making them the part of who we are saying, I forgot who I was. Now I'm remembering. And your awareness and your lens and your approach is that I am perfect now. I am whole now. I am beautiful now, and I am abundant now. I'm wildly abundant now, and I'm looking at my beliefs from that awareness. It's like that version of you is coming and questioning all of that, right? The third step is to rationalize your beliefs, because if your conscious mind doesn't accept, if logically doesn't make sense, anytime you try to connect to it or reprogram your subconscious, your conscious mind will get in the way and say, oh, it doesn't make sense. That's why when we affirm, sometimes we have an opposite thought just after affirming, and we are saying, oh, I'm feeling the other way. I'm saying I'm a millionaire, and I'm being reminded about my bank account. I'm being reminded that I'm not there yet, right? So it is because your conscious mind is not on board yet. So what you start to do is you start to really rationalize and say, what is my truth? Who am I? What am I meant to be? Sometimes we have this belief that I have this, that's why I can't have this. So for instance, I had a huge belief that I have got 4 kids, so I cannot be successful because I'm a busy mom. Until I rationalized and saw so many moms with even 5 and 6 kids doing incredibly well, and I realized that that's just my own thinking. That's not true. Until I had this client of mine who said, he has got ADHD and he really struggles, and he thinks that it's gonna get in the way of him becoming a millionaire. And then in our session, I opened Google and I showed him how many billionaires have got ADHD. And he said, I would love to choose a belief that you need to have ADHD to be successful. which is not true either. You don't want to have that belief either. But once you start rationalizing them, when you start to look at them from the frame of truth, and the frame of truth is always available to you. There is somebody with your restriction, your limitation, nailing it. So when you start to see that, you realize that that was all in the prison of your own thinking, and you didn't even know you were in the prison of that thinking, and you just break through. And that's what we want to do. So we start to rationalize our beliefs consciously. The fourth step is to start to connect with them emotionally. Once you're energetically behind them, when you're like, yes, that makes sense, that's logical, you start to really feel it. You start to really emotionally connect with it. You use your imagination, or you use journaling and other tools to really go there and feel it. And when you're feeling it, when you're getting emotional about it, when you're repeatedly thinking about them, you are reprogramming your subconscious. You're literally breaking the old connections, the old wire, and you're rewiring them. While you're feeling that, it feels like, oh, I'm just feeling, it's not a big deal, but you're rewiring your subconscious, and your subconscious controls you 98%. So you have to rewire it. But if you just rewire it without following the other steps, every time it will backfire, because your conscious will fight you and say that's not true, and you'll constantly struggle between the logic and what's your reality and what you want to manifest. And the other thing is that a lot of people start to say that, oh, it's my 3D, it's my physical reality that is getting in the way. I cannot manifest what I want because it's my physical reality that's stopping me. But the truth is, it's not physical reality. It's how you see you, your identity, that is stopping you. Because if it was your physical reality, every time we look in the sky in the morning, we know it's going to be night. And when we look at the sky at night, we know it's going to be morning. There is no question about that. You cannot see law of gravity, but it always works. Why? Because you know it works. So the key that really dictates how you think, how you feel, is what you know. And when you change your belief, you change your knowing about yourself. So it's about changing the knowing, and then you stop fighting with your 3D. But once you start to change it at a logical level, from that awareness, from that oneness that I am created in the image of God or universe, I'm perfect, it works really powerfully. And then we comes to the fifth step, embodiment. So any belief cannot be solidified until you embody it. And this is the missing piece of the puzzle, not taught by most of the people, and 98% people miss that piece, which is everything, which is like sealing that new belief. So when you have spent a little bit of time and given yourself some time to reprogram and feel it and emotionally connect with it, the last step that you want to do is you want to embody that. You want to become it. Because we manifest who we are, not what we want to be or what we want to desire. So you want to start being it. You want to start acting and thinking and feeling in alignment with that. So when you start to give yourself time to feel it and emotionally connect with it, the embodiment will become a piece of cake, because it will be so natural since you have reprogrammed. So if you start to embody straight away, it will not happen, or you'll have to force yourself. But if you give yourself a week to really feel it and connect with it emotionally, start to see yourself that way, and then embody after a week, the embodiment will be so easy, because now your subconscious is rewired and it's allowing you, it's seeing you, it's saying that's what you're new rewiring, so go and do it. But the moment you embody that, the moment you act in alignment with that belief, you just sealed it. Now it becomes a part of who you really are. So for instance, I'll give you an example. I had this huge habit of eating a lot of chocolates and sugar, a lot. And I was addicted. And once I started following this process and I got to rewiring, and when I embodied that, so the day I said, I am someone, not I am someone who is dieting, not I am someone who is trying not to eat and I love it and I have a sweet tooth, none of that, because that means you're saying, I am this, but I want to manifest the opposite, which doesn't work. We manifest who we are. So I embodied the identity that I am someone who doesn't eat sweets at all. And I did that, who doesn't eat sugary stuff. And the moment I took the action in alignment to support my new identity, from that day, it has been so many months, I never have a craving or any desire. In fact, when I see those stuffs, it makes me feel a little bit sick, right? So it is so powerful. Once you rewire, action becomes so easy. And why a lot of people struggle with persistence and lack of, to procrastinate and not do that thing, because they haven't rewired. So once you rewired, everything works naturally, because you are working based on how you're wired 24/7. So the key step in all of this is also rewiring, really focusing on connecting with the feelings and seeing yourself in the eye of your mind, or journal, or have inner talk from that place, so that you start to really connect with the feeling of that version of you, of that person who has embodied. I have used these steps to manifest a bottomless bank account, where creating a separate video on how I did it. I've created this to change my identity from someone who's struggling to someone who's wildly abundant. And you can use these steps for changing any belief you want, because it works every single time. And I'll see you very soon. Take care.